Hello everyone, today I'll be making a video on PS2 joystick being integrated with Arduino Uno. So this video is going to be very basic just to give you an understanding on how joystick basically works, right? So let's take a look at the PS2 joystick that I'm using for this, right? So excuse me for my shaky camera. Alright, so basically this is how it looks, right? So it has like 4 holes for screwing or to be attached to a board, and at the side we have like 5 pins. So let me just bring it up. So if you can see, there is ground, 5 volt, and then there is VRX, VRY, and switch. All right, so basically ground and positive 5 is just to supply this thing with power. All right, so and the next one is to detect any elevation in x-axis and y-axis as you move this joystick. All right, so it can work both direction. A single joystick can work both direction. One is to go front and other one is to go left and right. And then we have switch. Most people might not know about this. So switch basically works when you click it, right? So if you can see, when you click it, see, that's where the switch button is used for. All right, so I'm not going to be talking much about switch, because if you need a switch, then you can like simply use, you know, like a push button or just any simple switch, unless if you have a reason to be integrated with the joystick while at the same time to be used with the switch. Right, so let me show you how I'm gonna like simply wire up my circuit. Right, so over here I have Arduino Uno. As you can see, I have my 5 volt. Let me grab a pen. Okay, there you go. Okay, we have 5 volt over here, and we have ground. So if we can see, 5 volt is attached, and then ground, and the next one is A4, analog 4 and analog 5. So basically what I'm gonna do is just take my ground pin and 5 volt pin. So let's start with 5 then, just to avoid confusion. So this is my 5 volt pin. I'm gonna simply plug it into my 5 volt. Right, so there it goes. And then I'm gonna take my ground pin and I'm gonna attach it to my, let's keep it in order. So I'm gonna attach it to my ground pin. Right, if you can see, let me get this out of the way. Right, you can see the ground and the 5 volts already attached. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take analog 4 and analog 5. So I'm going to take analog 4 and analog 5. If you can see, in order to make things easy, I did not like detach these 2 wires. Alright, so I always have like this a wire of like a 2, wire of 3, but just attached together to make things easy for me. Because if it's single stranded like this, then you're gonna have a bit of problem just managing it. You see, it's 2 separate wires, right? So when you're trying to attach neighboring pins, then that's where it gets a bit difficult. So for this I'm gonna just go and connect to my, take that out. All right, so the idea is okay, it's in reverse actually. It should be this way. All right, it doesn't matter actually, as long as you configure the pins correctly in the code. All right, so I just want to make things easy. So my A4 goes to VRX and A5 goes to VRY. Alright, so this is a very simple configuration. Alright, so I'm gonna just now this is how it looks like. It's a very simple circuit. Alright, let's move on to the coding part then. Okay, let's get to the codes then. Okay, so I have created a very simple code to help us understand on how joystick works. Okay, so over here I have X key and Y key, which connects to analog pin 5 and pin 4. So earlier, if you can recall, we have connected our VRX to analog pin 5 and VRY to analog pin 4. Okay, so whatever changes that happens in the joystick, in the sense of x-axis or y-axis, it will be basically recorded to this X key integer. Okay, and then below we can see there's another two integers which stands for X position and Y position. Basically what it does is it connects, it passes the value from X key and Y key to this X position and Y position, so that we can subsequently display that in the serial monitor. Okay, so now I'm going to go on to the white setup. So over here we can see we have set up the serial monitor at this rate, and we have set up our analog pin 5 and 4 as the input for the microcontroller, which is Arduino Uno in this case. Okay, now that's about it for white setup. Let's go on to white loop. So as you can see, what it does over here, it performs analog read for X key, which is our analog pin 5, and Y key, which is our analog pin 4, and then passes the value to X position and Y position. Moving on, and we can see over here we have serial print. Serial print basically displays the value for us. Okay, so I already have my Arduino Uno connected to my laptop, so I'm gonna just I've uploaded the codes area. Okay, now let me just upload it once again. Okay, uploading. It's taking a while to upload. Yeah, it's taking a little too long for such simple code. Okay, finally it's done. Okay, now let's click on our serial monitor. Okay, now we can see that the value ranges around 500. So it's always around 506 to 530. So normally it should be in this range. Okay, and the only reason why it's producing such values is because I've not touched the joystick, so I'm not like moving the joystick in any direction yet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try moving the joystick upward. Let's see what happens. Okay, if you can see, the value changes at the y-axis. Okay, so just to prove it, let me just click auto scroll a few times. Okay, so I'm still holding it at the top. Okay, so now I'm gonna release it, and then it bounces back to 500. Okay, I'm gonna try moving it downward. Let's see what happens. Again, y-axis changes to 1023. Okay, just to prove it, let me click auto scroll a few times. I'm still holding it at the bottom. Okay, now I'm going to release it. Okay, it bounces back to 500 just like before. Okay, now I'm going to move it to the left, and this time around the changes takes place at x-axis. Okay, so x-axis, click auto scroll again. See, x-axis becomes 0. Okay, now I'm going to release it, and both becomes 500 again. Now I'm going to move it to the right. You can see it's 1023. I release it, 1023, release it, 1023. Okay, so basically for both axes, which is y-axis and x-axis, the value ranges from 0 to 1023. Okay, that's basically because it's
It's a 10-bit binary code from a joystick. So I'm not going to dive too deep about this. So it's just all you need to understand. It's a binary bit and it's 10 bits in total. Okay, so 2 to the power of 10 gives us 1024. Okay, hope that makes sense, but it doesn't matter actually if you just want to know on how joystick works, right? Okay, so basically now we have such fluctuations as we move the joystick, right? So we can make use of these fluctuations to control a certain output devices. For example, we can control LED brightness, we can control motor speed, we can control servo direction, or we can even control the direction of your vehicle, right? So when we have like such fluctuation, we can use it to our advantage to control our devices. So that's just basically why we need joystick or any other device, or even a potentiometer. Okay, because it creates a range of values in which we can use it to control our devices to behave in such a way, to behave in a certain way, sorry. Okay, so that's pretty much it about joystick. I hope you guys understood. In case if you have any questions, feel free to leave your questions in the comment. Thank you for watching. Until we meet again, thank you.